Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Undead Phoenix versus Power Falcons here in the Amateur Dota 2 League Tuesday League. This matchup, this is in the Season 2 of the AD2L. We are in Division 3 of this league right now, and Undead Phoenix is currently sitting third from last. They are tied for second last with 2 points in the league. And their opponents, Power Falcons, are tied for first with 5 points. So we are looking at a little bit of a one-sided slant in the way of Power Falcons in terms of ratings. Now, the game, as the AD2L is played, teams will compete weekly in a best-of-2 series. And what a best-of-2 is basically means you just play 2 games, and whenever you win, you take a point. And so both teams have the ability to go even. You can each grab a point, or it can go 2-0 in either person's favor. So if Undead Phoenix manages to snatch themselves 2 games here, that could put them in a very good position in the league, and Power Falcons definitely itching for those points as well. So I mean, what a fitting matchup for today. We've got Power Falcons versus Undead Phoenix, 2 birds of prey on the day that Phoenix is announced. If you haven't done it, check out blog.dota2.com. They have just announced, they announced Terrorblade yesterday and Phoenix today. So 2 big releases coming out, and Sun Wukong was hinted on Phoenix's release page. So definitely check that out, man. I am so stoked to play both of those heroes, and all the balance changes are huge. Now that's something interesting to talk about with this league, because on Thursday is when the patch drops. And so the Thursday League players will be playing on the very first day of a brand new patch. So we'll be looking forward to some exciting stuff. You'll be able to find a matchup here on my stream. I'm not sure which 2 teams I'm casting, but I will be sure to figure that out and post that to my Twitter at Cptn.Canuck. You can figure that, or you can find that out for yourself. Anyways, getting into this game, we see some pretty standard bans right off the bat. We see Alchemist, Timbersaw, Death Prophet, and the Slark. So pretty standard. Usually Slark isn't in the first set of bans, but occasionally if a team just doesn't like him, they'll stick him up there as well. So Bristleback, the one hero that did slip through the pool, very high priority to most teams. He makes it through, and Undead Phoenix snatches him up first. So they've got themselves a beefy frontliner to really make this game happen for them. And the first pickup for Power Falcons is Bane. I wonder if they're going to combo this with something especially potent like a Mirana. They definitely have that option available to them, especially with those 2 consecutive picks. The way Dota 2 drafting works is the only time you will ever get 2 uninterrupted back-to-back picks is this first stage for the team who gets second pick. So this is kind of done to balance out the fact that first pick goes to one team, is that you get the best combo opportunity, because at no other point will you get to pick 2 heroes in a row. Every other point, you'll have to either have a banning phase or an enemy pick interrupting your bullshit, interrupting your picks. So at this point, with the Bane, very combo heavy hero, works well with Lina, works well with Shrek, works well with Mirana, works well with fucking Earthshaker, anybody he works well with. So they're taking their time, dipping into the reserve time quite a bit, deciding what they're going to do, and they do take the Mirana. So we do say Bane Mirana combo coming out right off the bat from Power Falcons. Now, something I would love to see out of Undead Phoenix, and a lot of teams actually when faced up against this matchup, is an Abaddon. Because Abaddon is an amazing counter to this combo. There it is! There we go! Oh, these guys, I love them, I love them, I love them! Alright, so, why Abaddon is such a good hero in this stage of the draft is because the second a hero becomes nightmared, you can use Aphotic Shield, which is Abaddon's W ability. It is a shield that gets placed on somebody, and the biggest point about it is that it removes certain types of negative buffs and stuns on cast. So if somebody is stunned, if somebody is otherwise disabled, they can throw a shield onto them and they're safe. So when somebody's nightmared, instant Aphotic Shield, and that combo is broken. As well, you have a shield to block if that arrow does still manage to hit, or if damage comes out. and you have the ability to go on the aggressive because you've got a shield which does damage. So you can turn this around really quickly. And so I love the Abaddon pick. Not a lot of teams actually, think of that to as something to do when that pick comes about. So I'm actually really happy to see that. That gets my gears turning for this game. I love good drafts. I love good drafts. Drafting is my favorite, well, one of my very favorite parts of Dota. I love breaking down drafts, analyzing picks, looking at strategies for the game, because it's so interesting. It's like a game of chess in and of itself before you even get into the game where the execution happens. So, anyways, we see some pretty standard bans here. We got a Clinks, we got a Weaver, we got Storm Spirit and Rubik. The Storm Spirit and Rubik are a little bit unusual, but both cater to the enemy team's strategy pretty well. If Undead Phoenix grabbed that, they'd be able to dive really hard because of the shield, because of the protection that Abaddon provides, and it's just kind of potent against their heroes. Rubik, obviously banned out by Undead Phoenix. Actually, I'm curious why Undead Phoenix banned that. Because I would have thought Power Falcons would be the team that doesn't want that on the board. But regardless, anyways, getting into the draft here. So, Undead Phoenix, now looking at a very beefy and very aggressive lineup. These are two heroes that have the ability to chase, have the ability to tank a lot of damage, and have the ability to just get in the opponent's face and slow them down as they retreat. So we've got two heroes that serve kind of a similar purpose. Abaddon's going to be on a support role, while Bristleback is going to be the primary focus and primary tank of the team, if you will. So he will be running headlong in, but he'll have the Abaddon shielding and healing him to support him, and the Abaddon can always just run forward if he pleases. Meanwhile, on Power Falcons, we're looking at a much more precise strategy, and this Clockwork feeds into this really well. So basically what they've got going on here is the ability to pick one hero and just make their life a living hell. Clockwork, hookshot into cogs, into battery assault, that will just destroy any single person if you get them in there. As well, Bane and Mirana, similar thing. You get the Nightmare Arrow combo, and you're never going to catch more than one person with that, obviously, because they're two single target spells. But if you do manage to get them off, that's a lot of damage and almost a guaranteed kill on any single person. So Power Falcons is going to be looking to gank a lot. Especially in the mid game, they're going to want to look towards shutting down whoever Undead Phoenix picks for their mid laner. They're going to want to really try to shut down a tri-lane. We could even see an aggressive tri-lane, considering that they have the Bane Mirana. However, it's a very, very risky tri-lane, and I wouldn't do it now that I've seen the Abaddon, especially with the Vengeful Spirit on the field, because Vengeful Spirit can turn around a fight really quickly with Magic Missile and the armor reduction. As well, Abaddon can, like I said, shield anybody who gets caught out. So I think instead we're going to see a safe tri-lane from Power Falcons using the Bane, the Venomancer, and a carry. We'll see a Mirana on a mid-roll because she can no longer get that combo off like she wanted to, and then they'll be looking to pick up a carry. That seems like that would be the intelligent analysis of this situation at this point. They might still go for the Mirana on the tri-lane, but I think at this point it would be smarter to switch her up and put her on a mid-roll where she can get a little bit more done and move around the map a little bit more, because that Bane Mirana combo is just never going to work, so don't put your effort into it. Anyways, Vengeful Spirit and Wind Ranger are going to be the pickups for Undead Phoenix, so they are looking at a couple squishy heroes now, but these are both heroes that have a lot of mobility to them. Vengeful Spirit swapping into the middle of a fight with an Abaddon Aphotic Shield on her can really be obnoxious, especially if she gets a mech, a Force Staff, or something to get her out of there. She can bust in, she can grab a hero, pull them out, force them to die, because, their team's just going to lock them down and kill them. And then if she gets a mech, and then if she gets, like I said, Force Staff, anything to get her out of that fight, she will be perfectly fine. Wind Ranger, probably going to be... this could be a mid lane Wind Ranger. Oh, carry Abaddon. It's carry Abaddon. It's carry Abaddon with a support Venge and a support Wind Ranger, then they're going to wait for their mid. Both teams banning out a mid hero, the Invoker and the Puck, so... I think Undead Phoenix is still under the impression that Mirana will be going to the tri-lane, but as I said, I don't think it's intelligent to do that at this point. Just use the Bane as a regular support, use Venomancer for his strong lane control, and get a carry who can farm relatively safely. I wouldn't recommend a Luna or something because she's pretty squishy, but going for something along the lines of a Lifestealer or even a Juggernaut or something along those lines would serve them really well. And they... Ooh! Alright, I'm confused.
Radiant team pick.
I'm definitely confused. Is that a mid lane Lone Druid? Or mid lane Clockwork? It's mid Clockwork. Okay, yeah, no, mid Clockwork. Mirana's still going to the tri lane, and Lone Druid's going to the off lane. So that's what it'll be for Power Falcons. Undead Phoenix still waiting for their retort here. So they now know that the Clockwork will be going mid. So they can pick something to shut that down. Now, Clockwork has a pretty rough time mid against any hero that can cast spells from a distance. If you've got an auto attack, then that means you have to kind of stop, and gives Clockwork a chance to walk up and cog you. So something that with spammable ranged harass, whether it be a OD, which is actually surprisingly not banned out, whether it be a Viper, it could be, I mean, Storm Spirit, but he's banned out. Anything along those lines, something that can just kind of stay back and just annoy him out of the lane. Anyways, looking towards this final pick, I'm curious to see what they're going to go for here. Like I said, it would be kind of cool to see something a little more kamikaze, something that can just jump into the fight and just get in there, like a Puck, like a Storm, etc., because they have that backline tankiness. However, a lot of those heroes are banned out. Like Weaver's banned out, Storm's banned out, Puck's banned out, etc., etc. So, anyways, let's see what they choose to go with. Like I said, they got to get a little bit creative with this pick. Alright, mid lane Windranger. Mid lane Windranger. Alright, so Lifestealer is going to be the carry on the carry role. We're going to see a Vengeful Spirit and an Abaddon. I'm playing the support roles. Windranger mid, Bristleback offlane. So, interesting. Alright, so both teams kind of throwing us for a spin with that last pick, choosing some less than conventional mid laners, but I think that Windranger actually serves pretty well on that mid lane. She'll be able to harass Clockwork down quite a bit, and if she manages to stay out of those cogs, she should be fine. So, heading into this game now, we've got Eva01 playing on the Venomancer. Looks like he's heading out of... actually, we'll see in a second. We have Prost dying. Atreides, man... hard to pronounce names. Here's Atreides on the Lone Druid. We've got Jumbo playing the Bane, and Koopa playing on the Mirana. Down on the bottom side, we've got P-Tire. Oh my god. Okay. I did something to invert my camera controls, and now I'm like floating in the wrong direction every time I try to pan. It is going to drive me nuts. So I apologize if my camera work is a little sloppy this game. But anyways, we have Zethurian playing on the Vengeful Spirit. P-Tire going to be on that Lifestealer. Quasar on the Abaddon. In the mid lane, we have Berenger. Oh, mid lane Bristleback. Off lane Windranger. Cool. Okay, so, and Professor Felix is going to be playing on the Windranger. So, get a little sidetracked there, but... like I said, both teams actually have some pretty interesting lanes here. We are going to see an aggressive tri-lane, which I don't think is going to work out for them. This is something that they have to be really, really, really careful about. I mean, like I said, Vengeful Spirit can turn around a fight in an instant. Magic Missile is a fantastic stun, and I mean, she can just use that. Abaddon's going to have a shield for anybody that gets caught out, and Lifestealer's always got Rage to get out of anything. Begins. So it's going to be really hard for these three to lock this down, and I am a little bit worried about it. Is actually, before this game gets underway, I'm actually going to switch this back, because I'm starting to realize that this is just ridiculous. I think it was this one that I changed. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I like this a little bit better. Oh, jeez. Anyways, I'm glad I changed that, because my camera work would have been terrible all game if that was the case. So anyways, Bane running down here, gonna run into the Vengeful Spirit, looking to see if he can get a Nightmare, but not quite. Nothing gonna happen quite yet, and looks like we might... yeah, this is gonna be a tri-lane where both teams are kind of just on the edge of a fight at all times. Anyways, in mid lane, we got the Clockwork versus Bristleback. Both of these pretty tanky, generally off-lane heroes, so they will fare against each other pretty much the same way they would anywhere else. Up in the top lane, we got a Druid versus a Windranger, also pretty even combo. No one really gets an advantage in that lane until Windranger gets a shackle on the Bear and the Druid, or Druid gets himself a Lucky Entangle. So it's going to be kind of back and forth in both of those lanes, but I don't think anyone has a clear advantage in mid or top. It's really this tri-lane, and as I said, I do still believe that Undead Phoenix has the advantage in this tri-lane. So it's something to look out for, but anyways. Getting into this game here, we see Mirana actually starting off with a quicker CS advantage. She's at 5 right now, while the Lifestealer's down at 2. This is because the lane's pushed up a little bit, but Lifestealer is feeling a little timid about going forward. Anyways, we get the Vengeful Spirit caught up by the Nightmare here, but an arrow is not going to fall. It comes way too late. But anyways, the shield gets popped. Vengeful Spirit drops a little bit too low, but I mean, that's about it. They disengage. So, I mean, Mirana just wasn't ready for that. The gank just happened a little too far forward. So, you know, that's that. Anyways, back in the mid lane, still, things looking pretty even, as I said. Not too much going to happen there until one of them really locks in on the other. Bristle chases under the tower, or Clockwork gets a good cogs off, but I don't see that coming for a while. Lone Druid doing pretty damn good up on the top lane, 9 and 3 for his last hits and denies, so operating really well. 4 CS up on the Wind Ranger. I mean, like I said, that's something that'll come about in a few minutes. So, anyways, back to this bottom lane. This is what we want to be looking for. Like I said, Mirana is actually having a pretty easy time down here, better than I thought. Having the 2 melee heroes for Undead Phoenix has caused a lot of problems for them in this lane, because, I mean, look at this Lifestealer. He's, like, these 2 heroes have just both taken a combined total of 200-ish damage just from auto attacks on Bane, and that's, I mean, that's just auto attacks from the trees. So, I mean, having the 3 ranged heroes up against 2 melee, 1 range is just, you know, it's working for them in their own regard. But I think when it comes to an actual fight and things break out, the advantage will still be on Undead Phoenix. Anyways, mid lane, Clockwork has picked himself up a regen rune, so he is now in dominant control of this lane. Bristleback not having too much mana left over, so he's caught a little bit out. Lone Druid still farming up really well. He is now about 9 CS over the Wind Ranger, so actually beating her out pretty darn well. He's got the lane pushed up a little bit too far, which could lead him open to ganks if that Bristle finds himself a good rune, but that's going to be about all that can save him there. Regen rune popped off by that Clockwork now. Just using that up. I think he probably went in on this Bristleback because Bristle just popped off to salve himself, but he does have a bottle, so he'll have mana now forever. Man's still looking for action down here. He's dancing in the trees, looking for it. I always love to see interesting play with the trees using your tangos. As a support, it's really fun to just kind of sit in the back hole here and then cut down one of these trees and just jump through and nightmare somebody. It's a really good way to catch somebody by surprise because there's no way they're really going to know it. Anyways, Clockwork picks himself a haste rune up, and I don't think he's going to be going on Bristleback with that, because once he catches up to Bristleback, that's all there is to that story. So we could be looking to see him gank in a moment. I'll have to keep my eye on the minimap and just make sure I don't miss that, because I have missed a couple too many First Bloods recently. Anyways, Bane kind of just kind of an awkward pull. Oh, jeez. There it is. Right as I was saying, missing First Blood. I missed First Blood. Lone Druid grabs it on the top lane. Looks like he just got a lucky entangle under the tower and just went for it. So, I mean, like I said, that lane could turn at any moment the second he gets that entangle, and that is what it did. He's actually going to lose his bear to the tower here. That was some pretty sloppy micro there, and his bear's going to be on cooldown. If Wind Ranger can get herself back up there and kill him, that will put Lone Druid behind so far, it's not even funny. So maybe we'll see that. But anyways, Clockwork pops off the hastes. Him and Bristle go head to head there. And oh my god, is he going to die to the spines? No, he does not choose to chase. And I agree with him wholeheartedly. Going in further on that would have been a giant mistake. But he does salve up. And so he's got a pretty decent pool of health ready. But doesn't look like he's going to go back in on Bristleback. It looks like we got a big fight down here. Defensive Nightmare being used on that Venomancer, and they chase him in. Lifestealer gets the kill with an auto attack after the Magic Missile follow-up. So that was what I was talking about there. With that Magic Immune and the Aphotic Shield, there was just no way for them to get that Nightmare off, and it was forced to be used defensively, which just gave Undead Phoenix the go-ahead to charge forward and grab that kill on Venomancer. So we're seeing a 1-to-1 kill score here, 5 minutes, 45 seconds into this game, and both teams doing relatively well, but the farming advantage is on the side of Power Falcons. They've got themselves 27 CS on the Lone Druid, 23 on Mirana, and 21 on the Clockwork. All 3 leading the CS chart, with the Bristleback following behind, and the Lifestealer sitting at 11. Not doing too well for himself, but anyways, Clockwork going to find himself a regen rune. See what he chooses to do with that. Looks like these 2 supports are really looking for some action here. Maybe looking to see if they can find somebody pulling. They do not. But who knows, they might sneak in behind this tower here to see what they can get done. But Undead Phoenix support's playing really defensively, sticking right underneath that tower, making sure that they are not getting too far out, because one Nightmare and they could be screwed, especially on that Abaddon. If Abaddon is the one to get picked off, then obviously there is no Aphotic Shield to break it, and the best you can hope for is for Lifestealer to rage and run into the arrow for you. But that's about it. Anyways, looks like there was a little bit of an exchange on the mid there, but not too much. Clockwork still got that regen rune up his sleeve whenever he wants it. Anyways, the top lane. Druid still doing pretty good, got himself phase boots up on that bear, and still sitting on top of the CS chart at 35 at 7 minutes. So that is a pretty damn good score to have. Not the best, but you know, you get what you can. Yeah, Bane's still looking for action. Yeah, I mean, Undead Phoenix is playing it really defensively. It's what they have to do to be able to really survive in this lane at all. But, you know, they're doing a pretty good job at it. And I'd actually kind of like to see some aggression by them, because I think with, you know, an aggressive charge forward, even this gank that's coming out here with this Wind Ranger, they will be able to make something happen here. And there is a Radiant Ward here, but a Dire Ward is right here to spot this out. Doesn't look like they see the Wind Ranger. They do now for sure, though. Nightmare goes out on that Vengeful Spirit. Clockwork hooked in. Oh my god, that arrow flew past the Vengeful Spirit, catches the Wind Ranger. 2 heroes down. Oh my god, what a disaster. Charging forward now, trying to make something out of this. Lifestealer rages and tries to run away, but the Abaddon is down. He's got no support. And oh my god, those creeps! No! Oh, the creeps turned around to try to fight the Clockwork and blocked him into the trees. Oh, that has to hurt. Creeps are such fucking trolls, man. Such trolls. 4 kills down, and Power Falcons suddenly find themselves at a huge advantage in this lane. Wow. I would have been raging. I would have been slamming my keyboard and
Radiant's top tower is under
flipping
attack.
off the screen.
Radiant
That is
structures
just,
are
that is
fortified.
unfortunate. I feel bad for that Lifestealer, because he should have got away. Maybe, maybe. Yeah, I think he should have gotten away.
Radiant's top tower.
Anyways, top
has
tower
been
goes down
denied.
to a lone druid left uncontested. Gets a good, well, he gets a lucky entangle out on that Lifestealer as he continues to run away. But the lone druid is coming in there. The Mirana ulti is down though. Is he going to vanish in time? He does. He is invisible. Clockwork is there looking to try to make something happen. The bear gets recalled, looking for an entangle, but it does not happen. So these heroes getting out. Venomancer and Clockwork both TP'd in, and Druid now just salving up while he heads back into this fight here. His bear didn't take too much damage, so he's still fighting fit as long as he gets himself healed up. So they're looking for this now. They throw the bear on towards the Lifestealer, but that's about it. And that bottom lane, Mirana just backing up quite a bit. This lane is pushed out now that her supports are gone. So she's been playing really well so far. Second in the creep score, 35 and 16. And she's still ahead of every single hero of Undead Phoenix. So doing well for herself. As we see a potential gank coming in action. These two supports aren't going to do anything that's Bristleback. They might get a Gale off, but he's just going to laugh and walk away. And that's pretty much what we see there. He's going to tick down the poison for a little bit, but nothing too serious. Not so serious. Anyways, Lone Druid, still uncontested, and he is going to be a huge problem if they don't shut him down. He is a hero that they need to really destroy. They shouldn't really care about the... oh, excuse me, I got something caught in my throat. They shouldn't really be caring about the Mirana, to be honest. I mean, Mirana can be nasty if she's got the farm, but not as nasty as an uncontested split-pushing Lone Druid. You have to shut him down, make sure he can't get that Radiance, and make sure that he just really can't feel safe in this game. I mean, if I would, like, 12 times out of 10, I would rather have a farmed Mirana than I would a farmed Lone Druid. That is just how it is. So they've got to get rid of him, and they really haven't been. So it looks like he's saving up to get that Radiant. So if he manages to get a Radiant at 14 to 15 minutes uncontested, there are going to be huge problems that come in for the Radiant side.
Is under attack.
Anyways, Clockwork down here, going to aid in this push and siege of this tower. It is sitting relatively low, and they got 4 heroes present to force this down with no defense except a straggling Abaddon walking in here to defend it. So this tower is looking like it'll go down. Yeah, Abaddon backs up. There's no way that he's going to be able to make anything out of it. So instead of 4 TPing, they just let it go. Venomancer gets the last hit on that, so picked himself a nice little chunk of change. And Lone Druid continues to farm. Bristleback has not been making the impact I thought he would here. You know, he's generally a aggressive hero that wants to be jumping into fights and smashing people down early, but he just didn't do well enough in the mid lane. He should have had his Vanguard by now. He does now have the gold for it, but you know, a couple minutes earlier, if he had a better lane, and he really should be able to make fights happen now. So hopefully we'll see some counter aggression. We'll see that Abaddon, Lifestealer, Bristleback core charging into battle and slowing people to hell. You know, I think it'll work out well for them if they manage to get the jump on Power Falcons. Oh my god, Clockwork gets a big hook in here, manages to pick the Vengeful Spirit off all alone. The shield goes down, but that is just not enough. Shaku goes down on the Clockwork, but he walks out of that alive. Abaddon falls. Oh, what a close power shot. Almost finishes off the Clockwork, but doesn't manage to. Wind Ranger pretty low from that Venomancer ulti, and that is about it. So 2 more kills going the way of Power Falcons, and 7-1 is your kill score here at 12 minutes and 30 seconds into this game. Oh my god, an arrow catches Wind Ranger as she retreats. You should have seen that coming. The tower was there to spot that. Must have been looking at the shop or anything. Anyways, we got action up in the mid lane. This Lone Druid is trying to chase down this Bristleback, but the Brain Sap, it does finish it off. This is some pretty sloppy micro. You're going to have to get that bear and attack people down. Down here, it looks like Clockwork jumped on somebody, but he managed to get out, and looks like a disengagement is going to come. So 1 more hero falling. Power Falcons picking themselves up that extra kill, and are now looking to be in a commanding lead of this game. So, oh man, this Abaddon is so poor. He's died twice, he's got 6 last hits, and has absolutely nothing to his name. I know it was support life, but I kind of expected him to be doing a little bit better, considering their tri-lane. Like, it should have won. But, I mean, if we refer to the gold graphs, we can see that it clearly didn't. Power Falcons, 7,500 gold ahead, and in XP, pretty close to the same. They're at the they've passed 5,000 a while back, and now the siege commences. This tier 1 tower is going to be taking a fall, and there's not much they can do about it. Clockwork sitting here waiting for a gank. Oh my god, he can just jump on this Abaddon. Abaddon's not even level 6. He wouldn't even be able to survive that. Clockwork playing a little safe though. Bristle getting spotted, and oh, Clockwork, oh my god, gets into 2, and that is going to be it. Both of these heroes exposed. Arrow catches the Bristleback, they nightmare him up. That was probably not a great nightmare, but anyways, the Aphotic shield pops off, and they almost managed to drop the Bristleback, and oh, a Mist Coil does manage to pick it off. So Clockwork dies, second kill of the game for Undead Phoenix, but they lose the Lifestealer there. Abaddon charging forward when he has absolutely no right to. He should not be here, and neither should the Wind Ranger. Both heroes looking pretty sad. The Aphotic shield is spent on the Wind Ranger, and Abaddon is going to fall. So another kill going the way of Power Falcons. 2-13 kill score now, and things just not looking good, man. Things not looking good for them. They're getting their tower sieged, they're getting pressure put on, they don't have room to farm. Lifestealer still sitting at 4th highest DS in the game. That is not what you need, especially considering how strong I thought their lanes were. And oh my god, Wind Ranger gets caught out by an arrow and finished off with a single auto attack. So just pick off after pick off. So once again, as I like to do in games, because it's really easy to say, oh, this team's winning, this team's losing, but you know, what do they do? What does Undead Phoenix do from a point where they are utterly losing control? Their lanes failed, their ganks, you know, didn't really mean much, their mid laner has not had an impact yet. How do you get this game back? You're down 12 kills, you're in a really precarious position. You need a desperation move. And desperation move does not have to be balls to the wall, dice on the table, go. But what it really means, wait for a core item. Wait for Drums of Endurance, Vladimir's on Abaddon, whether it's, I mean, just getting that Vanguard on the Bristle, whatever it happens to be. Grab those items up, and when your team is ready, grab a smoke and gank. You need to pick somebody off, especially a high value target like the Lone Druid. I mean, Lone Druid is a really strong hero right now, but if he gets caught in his Druid form by 5 heroes, there's no way he's escaping it. Absolutely none. If you can pick him off and get 1,000 gold stacked up, well, actually he doesn't have that many kills. I thought he had more. But if you can get, you know, that heavy bounty stacked up on one of your core heroes like Lifestealer or Bristleback, it will mean a lot. And you just keep doing that. You try to be sneaky, you try to work your way around, because conventional farming, conventional just sitting around and gathering creep kills, isn't going to do anything for you, because the enemy team's doing that and they're doing it better. So, like I said, you need a desperation move, and that can mean going to Roche, that can mean, I mean, later on in the game. I mean, obviously not right now, but later on that could mean a Divine Rapier pickup, things like that. When you're this far behind, you need something to pull you out of this rut and really charge forward. And I'm not condoning a crazy just like all or nothing strategy, because I don't think it's at that point where they need to go all or nothing, all right, bum rush mid, if it doesn't work we give up type thing. It doesn't need to be that. But I mean, if you can sneak a Roche with a smoke, if you can avoid heroes and just sneak through the river, avoid the wards and get a Roche, things will be good for you. If you can do what I mentioned earlier, find that lone druid and pick him off while he's pushing a side lane, it will mean a lot. So definitely something that Undead Phoenix should be looking to do, but not something they haven't done yet. Clockwork spots out a couple of heroes, just throws down the cogs and retreats casually. No need to go crazy here. Does almost have a mech finished up for his team, so that will increase their survivability by a ton. Lone Druid still farming up like a madman. 108 last hits at 17 minutes. Still not the best, but I mean, he's got a Radiance at less than, well, I think it was just pre-17 minutes, so he is doing pretty darn well for himself. That Radiance is actually going to burn through Wind Ranger and Vengeful Spear really quickly. And even Abaddon at this point. Abaddon has a 900 hit point pool right now, and his ultimate isn't going to mean much. I mean, when his ultimate pops off, he'll regen some from the Radiance, so I guess that's good, but I mean, there's a very good possibility that it won't matter whatsoever. Siege coming in on this mid tier 2 now, looking to try to get a little bit of damage on this. It is chunked out, about 500 hit points at this point. A couple more, another good creep wave with some more of these Venom wards down will secure its demise for sure. Oh, Lone Druid finds himself a Lifestealer. Is he gonna get entangled? No! Does not. Unlucky. If you managed to get that, that would have for sure been a dead Lifestealer. Actually, can you get entangles on Magic Immune? Yeah, it goes through Magic Immune. There's big fight going in on the mid. Clockwork hops in. Vengeful Spirit and Abaddon down already. Windrunner drops on the back line, and Bristleback is running away with very low health. A good Rocket Flare or an arrow could finish him off here. He is going to hook upwards so he doesn't get hit by that Rocket Flare, and Clockwork does not have an Aghanims of any sort. Lightstealer trying to chase him down, but he just decides to TP himself out. Arrow catches a creep and doesn't do much there, so Clockwork gets out. Bane did drop in exchange for those 3 supports. Definitely not a good trade in the favor of Undead Phoenix, but a trade nonetheless. Down to the bottom lane, Lone Druid still just last hitting like a motherfucker, finishing these off, and we got aggressive TPs in here looking for him, and they get the goo out on him, so they're slowing him down a little bit. Abaddon doesn't even choose to follow it up. Bristleback's just going, and Venomancer's in there to push him off. The Magic Missile flies out, does not manage to finish off that bear. Oh my god, full duration arrow, hits up on that Vengeful Spirit. There's that shield miscoil that I was talking about earlier on. That should have been happening a lot this game, and it hasn't been. Good Shackle Lamp on the Druid, but Verona ulti is going to disengage, and there is no true... Actually, there is this sentry, but I don't think it means much when your team is this low. Lifestealer is inside of the Abaddon, trying to plan a sneak attack, jumps out, looking for a kill. Is he going to find it? He does get the Marana. 1,000 gold in that Lifestealer's pocket. That would have been fantastic if the rest of his team was not dead, and he was not dying himself. He doesn't have rage. Oh my god, he gets hooked. Well, he gets saved with the Nightmare, but he is down. Full team wipe. 5 for 1. GG is called by Undead Phoenix. They dropped this game, and it's just kind of balled out of control. Like I said, they didn't make the maneuvers they needed to. They didn't get in position to knock down those key targets on the map, and it really cost them. Their tri-lane should have won. In all rights, like I said, you have every right to be able to play aggressive on that lane, and they really didn't. They allowed themselves to get poked down, beaten down, and if that Lifestealer just raged and charged at somebody, like, what would they have done? There's no control there. I mean, Bane wasn't level 6. Venomancer's just got auto attacks. Everybody just has auto attacks. So if you just run forward, use a Vengeful Spirit stun, you can lock somebody down. You probably could have gotten an easy kill in that game, but in that lane, but it just didn't happen. So anyways, we're gonna kick off a lobby here and get into game 2 soon enough. Stick around, and we will be back with more AD2L action. Undead Phoenix versus Power Falcons here on the Amateur Dota 2 League, which I already said.